what is the climate change for the future, of the market?
If the United States puts a cap and trade system in place, that means that there will be trading of permits of carbon, and that can end up being a very big market. So we see it already beginning to develop in Chicago. Obviously, there's trading in Europe, and so this will be not only very important for the environment, but very important for financial markets.
How big impact will be on global warming on this issue?
The global warming issue has actually been a subject of scientific research for debate, but I think it's only in this decade that it's really become a very strong political issue. And the new Obama administration is very committed to addressing climate change. Indeed, has made climate change the center of its energy policies. So if the United States in the next year or two puts a major system in place, as it's highly likely, this will be something that will be very important for climate change and will be very important for the world economy. Over the last several years, people have focused on oil as the most important energy issue for China and the United States together. But I think that coal is the most important issue, that the United States and China share very strong common interests on coal as the two largest resource holders and also as the two largest consumers. So I think at the top of the agenda is the importance of very strong collaboration and cooperation between the United States and China to develop the technologies to assure that coal continues to have an important place in the energy mix. And I think that there are few issues that are more important than addressing the future of coal, and it's something where China and the United States can really cooperate to a very positive effect.
Dr. Yergin, would you mind to talk about the oil market?
Yeah. The world oil market today is showing the effects of a global economic downturn. A year ago, some people thought oil prices might go to $200 or $500 a barrel. The reality is that the oil market is reflecting the depth of the global downturn. And we've gone from an oil market that was very tight in terms of supply to one in which there's an awful lot of extra oil around that doesn't have a market. And that's why we have these low prices. We're expecting this year the world oil demand will decline by as much as 1.8 million barrels a day, which is very different from a couple of years ago where demand was growing very strongly. But I think the key question for all oil companies and for governments around the world and for consumers is, will companies maintain and governments maintain the investment that we need to assure that we have the supplies that will be required in a year or two or 3 or 4 when we're back on the road of economic recovery.
Dr. Yergin, would you mind to talk about G20 economic meeting?
The G20 economic meeting that's coming up in London will be very important for everybody in the world economy. Certainly will be important for the oil market because it will help to determine when we get back on economic growth track. And I think that the policies that China and the United States have followed with strong stimulus programs will be very much on the agenda and an effort to get other countries to follow the lead of the United States and China in terms of the stimulus program. And I think the G20 is also very significant because it shows the impact of globalization and the much greater importance of countries like China in the world economy. And although we now have gone from the G7, the G8 to the G20, I think within that there's also something that's very important, which we might call the G2, and that's the United States and China. Economic cooperation between the two of these countries will really be central to how the whole world economy performs in the next several years.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.